How's it going today, everybody? Welcome to the channel. It's Robin here with AriesFireTarot. So guys, I'm getting ready to do a choose a card reading for you, and actually I've chosen 3 cards. So whatever number 1, 2, or 3 that you're drawn to, just go ahead and, let your intuition guide you to that. And the question that I'm going to have the cards answer for you today is, what does your inner warrior want you to know? I think many people have an inner warrior that they don't give a voice to. You might be a little bit afraid of what other people might have to say about you, or, just whatever. So let's get some messages going here, because everybody has that aspect of themselves that maybe you're just not in tune to, or whatever. So you do have an inner warrior. It might be time for you to release it, but go ahead and pick number 1, 2, or 3, and then go to the spot in the video that relates to that. And I'm going to mark the times down here for you so that you can go right ahead. And what I'm going to do is start with pile number 1 for you guys. So it's 3 cards, so I'm going to pick them up. So if you picked cards number 1, then the cards I have for you for the question, what does your inner warrior want you to know? So I picked the Justice card here. I've got Justice, I've got the 2 of Swords, and I've got the 6 of Swords here. So let me just see what I can pull from these cards. This is really, really interesting here, you guys. That let's first of all have a look at Justice and 2 of Swords. Both of these ladies in the cards, they have their eyes blindfolded, and there's some sort of decision that needs to be made, and it looks like you're like totally leaving this up to somebody else. So your inner warrior would like you to get to a place where, like, why are you listening to all these other people? Why are you not taking the decisions into your own hands? Justice card is really kind of sitting back and letting somebody else control the outcome for you. And the 2 of Swords is like being like really just kind of torn between making a decision, not wanting to make the wrong decision, like wondering if, maybe somebody's going to disapprove of you if you go ahead and decide what's in your own best interest. So your inner warrior is saying, like, it's time to leave that behind you. 6 of Swords like really represents being able to move forward into a place where you feel more at ease with yourself. There's a lot of tension going on for you right now, like this just incredible inability to decide, and just worried about what other people are going to think. And that, it's good to, I guess, observe other people's behavior, but kind of letting it take over in your own reality to the point where you can't decide. With the 2 of Swords, your inner warrior is like a little bit, I'm seeing the word disappointed. They're a little bit shocked. Like, they want you to really step up and start speaking up for yourself. So let me just grab the Gilded Tarot. I actually want to pull a couple more cards on that one, because it's like I just hear some murmuring about what is going on for you right now. Like why are you afraid to make these decisions, right? And your inner warrior is like, you need to really step up. So how can you do that? It's really bizarre again here too. You're taking in too much from other people. 2 of Pentacles is really busy passing the energy back and forth. You're kind of absorbing what other people want you to do. You're blindfolded here with the 2 of Swords. And then you're taking on like too many opinions from other people, and it's really sort of hampering you from making a decision that's going to benefit you. So it's time. Your inner warrior is saying, you really have to give this up and like stop giving other people so much control over your life right now. You need to open your eyes and kind of take your power back. Definitely an important message from your inner warrior, where they're saying, like, I'm getting the words here, like, get it together to a certain extent. Like, what are you so afraid of? Let me pull one more card, actually. So there's going to be something coming in for you pretty soon that's going to be a little bit eye-opening. It's going to give you the idea, I think, a pretty stark realization that other people have been kind of manipulating you a little bit, and your inner warrior is like, I can see them, like, they're like with their arms crossed and sort of tapping their foot and like, come on, you guys. And they're a little bit like, they're really supporting you, like your inner warrior, but they're a little bit, they think it's past time that you kind of stood up for yourself. You know, what is the worst that can happen if you decide that you want to make your own decision? Somebody might not like it, you know, so that's okay. If somebody doesn't like what you want to do with your life, they're probably going to have to deal with it. So your inner warrior really wants you to start speaking up for you and them, you know, so you can start walking your own path a little bit and moving into a place where you're much more comfortable, where you're much more at ease with the decisions being made. Because if you're not making your own decisions, somebody else is going to do that for you over here with the Two of Swords. And that's really not a long-term plan. You know, that's not what you came down here for. So your inner warrior really wants you to step up and find out what it is. Like, what is going to give you the courage? Like, bring that into yourselves. Like, really start recognizing that you're a really powerful entity, and to step into that, you guys. So that's what your inner warrior wants you to know if you picked card number 1. So guys, let me know what you think down below in the comments. Thanks so much for tuning in. Okay guys, so this is going to be card number 2 that is answering the question, what does your inner warrior want you to know right now? So let's have a look at the cards. There's actually 3 cards here, so I just flipped them over. I didn't have a chance to look at them. I wanted them to be fresh here. So this is a pretty interesting combination. So we've got the 7 of Wands, the Empress, and the Ace of Swords. So the 7 of Wands, not surprisingly, wants you to start backing people off of your business, you know, and they also want you to know that this is the surest way to sort of be victorious in your life and come out ahead. You've probably gone with the flow of what other people want you to do more, like longer than what has been, I'm getting the words, acceptable, you know, and sort of like being really easygoing and like going with the flow, but it's really not serving you. And you do have an opportunity here for a new beginning with the Empress, you know, and she's here to sort of represent people that just need to get in touch with your intuition a little bit. I really am getting the feeling from these cards that, you know, other people might have given you a hard time if you've like spoken up a little bit in the past, and they just kind of want you to be the person that shows up and doesn't take control of any sort of situation. But you know what? Even the nicest person can only take so much of other people telling them what they need to be doing with their life here, and you're just about to reach that point. And if you're not going to get there for yourself, your inner warrior is probably going to rear their head and step into your shoes. I don't know if you've ever had an episode where you've just been so like overwhelmed with emotion that you feel like somebody else has taken control. And some people call it sort of an alter ego when they're performing sometimes, but I really think it's your inner warrior that steps up to do things where you might have fear. So you might be afraid to speak up to other people. You might feel like your suggestions would be a little bit ridiculed, but that's just not going to happen here if you address it the right way. And just letting people know that, you know, I have some really valid ideas on how to approach things, whether it's work, your marriage, you know, your friendships, whatever. You're not just part of the furniture. You're a person with real ideas, and you have a voice. and being able to say that, and you'll be fine when you start talking about it. I know a lot of people, you're really nervous around other people, but this could really bring in a new beginning and new friendships for you. And if friendships fall away because of this, I mean, if you lose people because you want to talk about the status of a relationship, regardless of what that relationship is, if it's at work or your family or a loved one, your partner, if you're going to lose somebody because you have an open and honest communication with them, I mean, really, that's a really one-sided relationship, and you kind of want to shake that stuff off anyway, and let in people that really speak to your heart and soul, like, your soul tribe. I think this is really important here, you guys. Spirit is really saying you might actually be with the wrong crowd and people that don't understand you, and maybe just kind of spending time with people because you'd really rather not be alone. But you don't have to worry about that, because as soon as you start speaking up for what it is that you believe in and what you want, you're going to start attracting the right people to you. And I just saw angel numbers 1111. So guys, I think that's a really important message for you also, aside from the fact that you need to start pushing your own agenda. And if you lose people over it, don't worry, because you'll bring in new people. You have a new age here for you, and you have nothing but success here with the Ace of Swords, the victory card. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm just going to wrap it up, and I'm going to move on to the third deck. So thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay guys, so for those of you who picked card number 3, and there's 3 cards here, we're starting off this mini reading on angel numbers 1144, which I think is really intriguing. So if you are an angel number person, you maybe want to check that out after the reading, to see what the angels have to say on the subject too. What does your inner warrior want you to know? So I pre-shuffled, and I have 3 cards here, and I haven't looked at them yet. So let's look at them together to see what your inner warrior is trying to tell you, okay? So this is pretty interesting, guys. Right now I've got the Magician card here for you. So the Magician is saying that you're absolutely capable of doing anything that you want. We have the 8 of Swords here, which is actually just being, subjected to your own thoughts and being really held prisoner, and maybe not being able to break free, and just doing things over and over again, hoping for a different result. And life doesn't generally work that way, so I find that really interesting. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles, it talks to you about bringing in new levels of success. It usually relates to material wealth, having abundance, whatever abundance means to you. And this would generally be regarded finance, because it's a great big pentacle, and that's all about your money. So like what I'm seeing here is that you could be trying to be successful at something and using the same sort of plan over and over and over again. And I've seen somewhere where it says the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting the same results. So your inner warrior wants you to know that you don't have to be afraid of breaking out of the mold that some people may have put you in. And you're so powerful right now. We have the Magician card that is able to make anything happen. So hold on, I'm just getting a message here, you guys. It's really kind of foggy. Let me just pull in another card here. But they really want you to start breaking free of your own self-doubt here. It's really just doubting yourself and feeling that you're not going to be successful. But you have an overwhelming Ace of Pentacles and the Magician here. So it's like your power will greatly outweigh any self-doubt that you have, or it should, but it's like you're kind of paralyzed into the same sort of thought process, and you just keep on doing the same thing over and over again and wondering why you're not being successful at it. I find that shuffling the deck really helps to clarify the messages in my head, you guys, so I hope you don't mind. So yeah, you definitely have some success here for you, and your inner warrior just like wants you to go for it. Like, stop doubting yourself. Like, that's the biggest like message I'm just getting all over and over again, is like, stop doubting yourself and stop talking yourself out of the success that it's your birthright here. The magician, he wants you to start realizing that, you know, you're the creator in your life, and you're able to create all this abundance just by thinking about it. But right now, like, your thoughts are all in a downward spiral about, oh, you know, I just suck at this, and like the money isn't coming, and and that's why, you know, because the negativity is like the first thing that pops into your mind. So for some of you, you go to sleep that way, and then some of you are also waking up that way, and it really, it's not good for success, like the success mindset. So here, hold on, your inner warrior is like really wants you to move forward. And the card I pulled for you guys here is the Queen of Swords, and here's your inner warrior. You know, this is like a take no prisoner energy, and it's going to take a little bit of work, because it's a progression from, you know, the Eight of Swords, like the current energy that you guys are having, and being able to move forward and sort of defeat this, you know, and finally be able to put this crown of like knowledge and self-assuredness. And this is like your inner warrior is like drawing you in, like, come on, I'm over here, you know, come and feel this energy, and you'll start to be successful as soon as you get out of this sort of like pit of despair, you know. Yeah, it just really, it's saying, like, start thinking way more positive every day. And if you're having a hard time with that, like, get the affirmations going, get the subliminals going. Like, you can't see it from here, but for me, I painted something that reminds me to be thankful and to remain in gratitude. And it's what I see as soon as I get up in the morning. Like, it's like, oh, boom, it's right there. I'm like, okay. So that sets my mind. So that's what you guys really have to do here, is like, get your mindset out of the trap of indecision and failure, and get it straight with the Queen of Swords. And if you want to do a little bit more research with the Queen of Swords after the reading, and also look at angel numbers 1144, I think you'll be really kind of blown away with how powerful Queen of Swords is. Like, she just does not mess around. She sets her sights on something and she gets it accomplished. Nobody stands in her way. And that's a huge difference from this current energy right here. That's what your inner warrior wants you to know. Like, you can just absolutely destroy that energy. It doesn't belong to you. It's borrowed from another time. It's borrowed from a previous version of you. You don't need it anymore, because you have this waiting for you. So guys, just really go for it. You know, get that energy on. Pretty amazing for you guys. So I hope this helped you somewhat to get out of this and really just move into what it is that it's your birthright. Like, really just be strong and go for it, guys. So anyways, I'm going to wrap up the video. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. I hope this was helpful. Take care. Bye.